today. Now, on the formulas here, for the lateral and total surface area on most of these, I'm just going to not put that there. I just had this left over from a deal. I should have changed a little bit, but so we're just going to focus on the volume on most of these except for the spheres. So how do we find volume of a prism? B times H, capital B times little h. Volume of a cylinder, pi r squared times h. Pyramid, capital B times little h divided by 3. For a cone, it's pi r squared times h divided by 3. Okay, now for spheres, we are going to include surface area. Those were in this unit we've done on this. So for surface area of a sphere, it is 4 pi r squared. Volume of a sphere is 4 pi r cubed divided by 3. Make sure you get that cubed there. There's a 3 there. Then total surface area of a hemisphere is 3 pi r squared. And volume of a hemisphere is 2 pi r cubed divided by 3. Okay, the capital P we really haven't used with volume. I guess a little bit, but so we're not going to worry about that. What does the capital B stand for? Stands for area of the base. Area of the base. Now that lowercase l we haven't really used, but it's good to remember the difference between that L and this H. So what does the L stand for? It stands for slant height, which is not in any of our volume formulas, but sometimes you're given the slant height and you got to find the height. So it's good to remember the difference. And then the H here just stands for height. Perpendicular distance from the base to the tallest point of whatever it is we're dealing with. Okay. So I'm going to go through a few of these to get you started on some of these. I want you to just go ahead and skip number 1. I should have just taken that one off of there. Okay, now number 2. This is asking for how many cubic feet of stone can be hauled by the truck. So we're just talking about the bed of the truck here. What shape is this part of the truck? Good, it is a rectangular prism. Okay, rectangular prism. All right, so it's a prism. So how do we find, or when we're looking for cubic feet, we're looking for volume, right? How do we find volume of a prism? Yeah, B times H, area of the base times the height. Now, the base of this thing is basically this right here, okay? Remember on rectangular prism, we just assume the side it's laying on is the base. So how am I going to find the area of that rectangle right there? Just do 12 times 9, right? So 12 times 9 gives me the area of the base. What's the height of that prism? It's 5. Okay? So basically it's just 12 times 9 times 5. Volume of a rectangular prism is just length times width times height. Which is what? 540 cubic feet. Yep. Okay, number 3. What is this thing right here? Good. What's oh, yes. Welcome. Okay, so this is a triangular prism, but prism just like the first one. Use the same volume formula, so B times H, right? Capital B times little h. Area of the base times the height. So on this one, the base is this triangle right here. So on this one, to find the area of the base, all right, find the area of this base. It's a triangle, so we're going to go 3 times 4 divided by 2. Which is what? 6. So the area of the base on this one is 6, and the height is 3. Okay? And so 6 times 3 is 18. All right, next one, volume of a hemisphere. So volume of a hemisphere is 2 pi r cubed divided by 3. So on this one, it's going to be 2 times pi times 7.3 cubed divided by 3. Now remember in your calculator to get a cubed, there's not a button that's just cubed like there's one for squared. So if you remember on your calculator, there's the equal sign, and then right underneath the equal sign, there's like this little rooftop, little housetop, little, call it caret. Push that, and it'll push it up, and you can just type a 3 in there. All right, and so 2 times pi times 7.3 cubed divided by 3 is what? 14.76. Say again? 814.76 cubic inches. All right, good. Okay, next one, what is this? It's a pyramid. How do we find volume of a pyramid? B times H divided by 3, right? So area of the base times the height divided by 3. All right, on those, you've got your formulas. Okay, I want to flip. Okay. So back over to, this number 5. Okay, so on this one, to find the area of the base, it's just a square, so it's just 4 times 4, which is going to be 16. Okay, so 16 times the height, which is 4, divided by 3. Which would be 21.33. Okay, next one, volume of a cylinder is just pi r squared times h. Pi times, what's the radius on this cylinder? 3, because the diameter goes all the way across 6. So pi times 3 squared times 10. What is that? Yep. 282.74 inches cubed. Next page real quick. On number 12, this should not say surface area, this should say volume. Number 12, that should not say surface area, it should say volume. Okay. I'm sorry. Let's look at number 9. So on this one, we're working backwards. Find the radius of the cylinder. The volume's 972, and we know the height right here is 12. Okay, so how do we find volume of a cylinder? So pi times r squared times h equals the volume of a cylinder. So on this one, instead of knowing the radius and the height and looking for the volume, I know the height and the volume, and I'm looking for the radius. So I'm just plugging in what I know. All right, so here's how I'm going to do this. Pi times r squared, I don't know the radius. Okay, times what's the height? 12. And the volume? 972. All right, now we're solving for r. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by 12. Cancel those 12s out. Pi times r squared equals, what's 972 divided by 12? 81. All right, then I'm going to divide both sides by pi. One divided by pi is 25 point something. 78. All right, then one more step. I got to get rid of this square. How do I get rid of a square? What's the opposite of square? What'd you say? Yeah, it's this all, right? All right, yes, it's the square root. Square root, there you go. And what does that give you? 5 point. Okay. .08. Okay, good. All right, I'm just doing this absolutely backwards. Let's look at number 7. Sorry. So number 7, we're looking for the volume of this cone. How do you find volume of a cone? Pi squared times h divided by 3. Okay, do I know the length of the radius right now of this cone? No, this is the radius. So how am I going to find that radius? Exactly, good. Use a little bit of Pythagorean theorem. So 7 squared minus 3 squared square rooted. What does that give you? Okay, and from there you've got your radius, the height, easy, just plug that stuff in. All right, I'm gonna let you get grouped up, work on this for a while, and then we'll get back together at the end of class. All right, so we're gonna do pi times 6.32 squared times the height, which is 3, divided by 3, which I guess those 3's would just cancel, but is going to be what? Okay. Yeah. Okay, on this one, the diameter is 6.8, which means the radius is good. So pi times 3.4 squared times 18.1. Yeah, 657.33. We're not to put the squared there or something. All right, volume of this sphere, so 4 times pi times, okay, on this one the diameter is 5.2, how long is the radius? 2.6, so pi times 2.6 cubed divided by 3. So pay attention for that. On this volume of a sphere, this is a cube right here. So 4 times pi times 2.6 cubed divided by 3. Which is what? Yep. Okay, on this one, this is a pyramid. Volume is b times h divided by 3. So on this one, to find the b, the area of the base, we're going to have to do 5 times 16 divided by 2. It's that shaded in triangle, it's the base. Every triangle is base times height divided by 2. So 5 times 16 divided by 2 is 40. So I'm going to have 40 times the height, which is just 10 divided by 3. It's going to be 133.33 cubic feet. All right, on this one, volume of the cone. So volume of the cone is pi r squared times h divided by 3. So pi times 12 squared times, do we know the height right now? No, we're going to have to find it. It's right here. So I'm going to do 17 squared minus 12 squared square rooted. .04, so. Okay, so. Pi times 12.04. Whoops, times 12 squared, whatever, divided by 3. And what does that give you? 1,815.69. Yep. Okay, on the very back page, so on this one it just says find the area of the base. That's all you're doing. So this is a pentagonal prism looking for the area of the pentagon. So first of all, what does the lowercase a stand for here? Apothem. How long is the apothem?
2.75.
2.75. Okay, P stands for the perimeter, so it's the perimeter of the base. So it's 4 or 5 times, which is 20. Now, to find the area of that pentagon, we're using apothem times perimeter divided by 2. So it's going to be 2.75 times 20 divided by 2, which should end up being 27.5 square inches. Okay, number 14, surface area, which this is easy, 4 pi r squared. Which is 804.25. Okay, number 15. Okay, so volume of a pyramid is capital B times little h divided by 3 gives you the volume. All right, so on this one, so area of the base on this one is going to be x times 12 divided by 2 times the height, which is 7 divided by 3 equals the volume, which is 70. I mean, we could do this a whole bunch of ways. Let's do it like this, I guess. Let's multiply both sides by 3 to cancel that out. X times 12 divided by 2 divided by 7 equals 210. And then let's go ahead and do this. What is 12 divided by 2? So we get x times 6 times 7 equals 210. What's 6 times 7? 42 equals 210. And I'm just going to divide both sides by 42. And it gives you 5. Okay. All right, I'm going to skip number 16, number 17. Find the volume of this cone. So it's just pi r squared times h divided by 3. So this is going to be 21 pi. All right, then last one, number 18. Find the volume of this prism. Volume of a prism is B times H. Okay, so to find capital B, it's going to be the apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. So it's going to be 2.06 times 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, divided by 2. So 2.06 times 15 divided by 2 will be 15.45. So 15.45 times the height of 17. 262.65